Picking a first date spot sounds easy, right up until you're across from a stranger, both chewing in silence while the check sits there like a bomb with a little leather folder around it. People blow this daily, then call it no spark, as if the bowling shoes and flat soda had nothing to do with it. So we're judging this properly. 4 criteria: ambiance, exit strategy, napkin quality, and price to awkwardness ratio, the exact dollar amount you spent to learn you should have stayed home. Number 6 is the coffee shop, and we're leading with the verdict on this one. Docked. Now let's back into why. The stools are bolted to the floor, positioned so close together your knees touch a stranger's within the first 90 seconds, which is not the kind of intimacy anyone signed up for. Ambiance fails because the espresso machine screams every 30 seconds like it's personally offended by your conversation. Exit strategy actually passes. You can claim a fake appointment and be gone in under a minute. Napkin quality is fine. Brown paper does the job. But the price to awkwardness ratio collapses the whole thing because $8 buys you 30 minutes of obligation and a bolted stool digging into your thigh. Number 5 is the food court. And this time we're not starting with a verdict or a scene. We're starting with the napkin, because the napkin here is a crime. It's the thickness of a receipt. It disintegrates on contact with anything resembling sauce, and you'll spend half the date apologizing for the orange chicken stain on the table instead of talking. Ambiance is non-existent. Fluorescent lighting doing nobody's skin any favors. Price to awkwardness ratio actually works in your favor. $13 total, can't complain. But we're holding the exit strategy score until the end here, because it's the twist. There isn't one. You're both boxed into a shared table with trays you can't abandon without looking rude. Pass, but barely. Number 4 is the bowling alley, and picture it mid-scene, no wind-up. You rent the shoes. That's the whole opening move, and it tells you everything, because nothing kills romantic tension like a size 9 loafer that's touched 4,000 other feet. We're only scoring 2 categories this time. Exit strategy, locked in, because you already paid for 2 games, and bailing early means admitting defeat in front of a stranger. Price to awkwardness ratio, rough. $40 for shoes and a pitcher of flat soda neither of you wanted. Ambiance and napkin quality don't apply here. There's no napkin situation to speak of, and the ambiance is just noise, so we're marking those not applicable and moving on. Worth noting, at least the coffee shop stools didn't make you sweat. These shoes might. Hard pass. Number 3 is the movie theater, and we need to set this up properly first, because on paper this is the classic first date. Dark room, shared experience, built-in activity so you're never stuck. Number 2 is the silent library, and we're not scoring anything piece by piece this time. Picture the scene instead. You're both sitting across a long oak table, books open, neither of you reading a word, and you lean in to whisper something, anything, just to prove you're capable of conversation. 3 words in, a woman 2 tables over turns around and shushes you like you just set off a fire alarm. Your date whispers something back. You get shushed again. This repeats for 40 minutes until you're both just sitting there, silently panicking about the sound of your own breathing, wondering if blinking too loud is also a violation. Ambiance severe, exit strategy decent since you can mouth, "I have to go," without penalty. Napkin quality excellent because libraries somehow have the best paper products of any location on this list. Price to awkwardness ratio incalculable because it's free and yet somehow the most expensive thing you've ever sat through. Docked. And number 1, the worst place on this entire list, no debate, is the all-you-can-eat buffet. That's the verdict right up front before we even get into it. Now picture the scene. You pay at the front, which locks you into a sunk cost the second you walk in. You grab a tray. Your date builds a plate of salad like she's still deciding if this is worth it. You stack 5 entrees on top of each other like a Jenga tower made entirely of regret. The napkin is single ply and gives up the moment it touches ranch dressing. It's hot in there. It's loud. A kid is doing laps around the soft serve machine, and a man in sandals walks past your table for his 3rd trip to the shrimp. Remember the coffee shop stools? At least those didn't make you sweat. Remember the library shush? At least that was quiet. Remember the movie popcorn? At least that came with a plot to discuss. Every single location on this list had one thing going for it, some tiny footnote that kept it from being a total disaster. The buffet has none, and the exit strategy, the one criterion we've been saving, is the worst of any entry we've covered, because you already paid for the full spread. And leaving now means walking out on food you haven't even finished pretending to enjoy.